Hello, Cancer, and welcome to Positive Light Tarot. My name is Tracy, and I am so happy that you've joined me here for your weekly reading. This reading will be for November 3rd to the 9th. So first of all, a warm welcome to those of you that are new or returning. I appreciate all of you being here. Thank you not only for sharing your time, but also sharing your energy with me. Now, we do have some excitement with the supermoon coming into play this week, towards the beginning of the week. On the 5th of November, we will have that super full moon in Taurus. So it's a great time to release, and especially before we somewhat hit Mercury retrograde, because we have to remember that really for the whole month of November, starting on the 9th, around the 9th of November, we will be in Mercury retrograde. So good time to reflect. Maybe this is the time with that super moon, Cancer, for some of you to release things, sign contracts, get things, completed before that transition. All right, Cancer, let's get right into your reading. We are going to start with your angel number, and we will reveal it at the end of the reading. So special angel number for you, Cancer. Let's now get your angel message. So the angels would like to share a message with you before we get into really the heart and soul of the reading. It's a special message specifically for you. So let's see what that is. For the beautiful sign Cancer, what is the angel message you'd like to share? Thank you. Oh, you have a renewal. How beautiful is that? Now, when I look at the number 20 here, it somewhat coincides with the major arcana card Judgment, which is also about a renewal because they're both, of course, the same number. And it does seem to me like they do sort of reflect that same sort of energy. Now, in this Sacred of the Forest Oracle deck, they call this the frog spirit. All right. And what the message is here, it says they want you to be willing to release any preconceived notions of how life should unfold. This is a time to be adaptable, be willing to change, abundance and good fortune will follow. So that could give you a little bit of insight as to what your angels want you to do, especially since it seemed the message coming through as we were, as I was shuffling, was to really focus on that supermoon in Taurus on November 5th, because that is sort of that time of renewal. We're releasing in order to bring in that renewal. So very important. Let's now see what your major arcana card is. Let's see what the major energy is for you for this beautiful weekly reading. Spirit angels, what is the energy that you would like to share with Cancer? You got the Wheel. So I feel like there's a lot of change. All right, we've got this renewal spirit. We've got sort of releasing, things, signing documentation, putting closure to something, whether that's, again, a physical closure, financial closure, could be emotional or spiritual for some of you as well. Around that full moon. But the wheel is Jupiter. This is this is very much Sagittarius energy. And it is all about cycle changes. The wheel goes up. So what goes up must come down, but what comes down also goes back up. So I feel like there's this sort of, it's kind of the way the world works itself. It's always kind of shifting and changing. It shows us how to be grateful, to appreciate. We gain experience through changes and cycles. And I feel like that there is a cycle that is changing for you. I think it's really encouraging you as well with this frog spirit and renewal. It is encouraging you to accept some sort of change. As things are starting to regenerate for you, this is a good time to manifest positivity, to feel the energy of change. It can be change. We all assume and accept change differently, but I feel like this wheel is a key reminder that with the transitions that are happening in your life currently and incoming, that there is something shifting for you. And I believe that this shift is something that maybe you've been waiting for. And it'll be interesting to see when we get into the tarot cards to see maybe what these transitions are. But I do feel with the Jupiter planet ruling the wheel, there are fortunate events. There are things that are somewhat destined. Sometimes cycles in our life shift, in unexpected ways. And I feel like there is some sense of a renewal coming in, but it might not be the exact way that, you anticipate it to the outcome to be. Because a lot of the times we do sort of attach an outcome to things in our life. And then what happens is sometimes we feel pleasure from it or excitement, or sometimes we feel disappointment because it's not exactly the way we anticipated. But I feel like Divine has a plan for you. Let's see what your incoming energies are for the week as well, Cancer. So incoming energies for the beautiful sign Cancer. This really is the very first full week of November as well. So, and you look, there is something to be said about synchronicities. And I will read that in just a moment. All right. First of all, let's start with number 6, harmony. This is the Lover's card, so it can be Gemini energy, flexibility, duality, creating harmony in your life. Harmony comes from positive partnerships, family, good communicative relationships on all different levels. So again, this can include love for sure. There could be a new sense of renewal coming in for you where love is concerned, especially if you're looking for that. Or even those of you that maybe are in an existing relationship. It's almost as if with the balance of this supermoon, and then towards the end of the week, Mercury retrograde is sort of stepping into this cycle. It's a great time to reflect as well, because I feel like there is some sense of harmony. There is definitely a great sense of renewal, because when this card, the Spirit card for you, came up and it was number 20, renewal, the first card I thought of was judgment. And I expressed that to you. And then, of course, your incoming energies is number 20, truth, which is judgment. So there is definitely a huge change or transition happening, and it could be a little bit, maybe it's a little out of your wheelhouse. Maybe it's something completely different. It's something that maybe takes you by surprise, but it's something that brings partnership and harmony, agreements, helps make decisions and choices. Maybe, there might be some decisions and choices. Maybe there is a truth that reveals itself that really puts things, on the right track as well. Please know that the underlying energy, the energy that gives you the strength, is number 9, spiritual strength. And that has a lot to do with your own spiritual blessings and gifts, your sense of intuition, very much to be embraced. So keep that in mind, because this is the strength that you have. And of course, Cancer, I think I say it from week to week, how in tune you are with your spiritual gift, and it really gives you somewhat of a leg up, because you're able to connect with Spirit maybe on a deeper, more emotional level. So as things start to transition in your life, you're going to feel that energy, and you're going to feel the blessings attached to it, maybe a little bit more than others. All right, let's get right into those tarot cards now. We're going to get 3 rows. So beginning, middle, and end of week. I'm going to do 2 cards for each row, and then I'm going to clarify each one. So let's see for the beautiful sign Cancer. Let's start with the first 2 cards. If you are enjoying this reading and you do find that, it's starting to resonate, or it makes sense for your situation, because it's going to be different for each of you, please let me know. Please leave comments, share, like, subscribe. I appreciate you connecting with me. Right? I don't take reversals, but I go by what Spirit tells me. So it wants me to keep it reversed, because I feel like the blindfold's coming off for you. I really do. I don't feel like there's as much indecision, because I think things, oh my goodness, there's big messages for you, because you got judgment again. All right, big renewals. To have it 3 times here. Number 20, first of all, let's really, really look at 2, 2, 2. All right, because that's very much a master angel number. Now, 2s are about balance and partnership, which we are also seeing with harmony. Okay, and 222, if we were to break down number 6, it would be 222. So it is about harmony. It is about partnerships and balance, relationships, cooperation, and not only that, about your intuition. Not only that, but you also got the 2 ahead above of it. And like I said, I don't read reversals, but the message that's clear here for you, Cancer, with the 2 of Swords, all right, upside down, shows that you're not feeling at that impasse anymore. Something is opening up, whether it's communications, whether that blindfold is coming off and the truth is setting you free. I think that truth is something that's being revealed to help bring in a sense of renewal. Along with that brings partnership and harmony. Choices and decisions that you felt at an impasse with are clearing. There's something paving the way for clearer thoughts and that new beginning, that renewal. Let's see what's attached to the renewal. Sometimes, the Judgment card is about sort of doing a reflection of the past, to release, to let go, to forgive, to move on, so that we can allow a fresh new renewal to begin. But let's start with the 2 of Swords reversed. Queen of Cups, your energy. Okay, there's no gender with the cards. The Queen of Cups definitely is intuitive, spiritually inclined, very aware. She is somewhat motherly energy, so she's nurturing. I think nurturing is probably a better word to use. She's loyal, she's compassionate, she's caring. She can sometimes wear her heart in her sleeve, and her feelings can probably get hurt pretty deep because she is so emotionally intertwined with all parts of her life, not just for her caring for her family or for a partner that she may be in love with or a friend, but it's even, it's the compassion that goes beyond that. It's the compassion that she has for the people she works with or that she leads or that she, her financial pursuits. Everything has an emotional link to it. And I think that you have been at an impasse. I feel like you have been carrying something that maybe requires you, still maybe requiring you to make some sort of choice or decision, and you felt as if there was almost a blockage. And I feel like that is you're breaking free from that. All right, the truth is being revealed here, and I feel like it's bringing you an emotional release. Let's see with the Judgment card. With the Judgment card, what would you like to share? And yeah, there is an emotional release because you did get the 8 of Cups as well. All right, the 8 of Cups, we can see that beautiful moon energy, which I think has the release. 8 of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you. If it was something linked to your past that is really urging you to say, okay, I know that it's time for me to let go. It's been a really hard decision and choice for me to do so, but I'm starting to feel more emotionally strong. And I know that for my betterment, it's going to be to walk away from the things in life that emotionally don't serve their purpose for me anymore. It doesn't mean you're giving up. It actually shows that you have a lot of strength, because there are times in life where we need to release those things in order to really do our life justice, to do ourselves justice. And I believe that that is a strong message coming through. The 8 of Cups with that supermoon in Taurus, I think, is a really good time for you to feel that strength, because when you are able to release and remove that heavy weight, and it could be emotional weight, there's a real sense of freedom here. With the number 20, the renewal, number 20, the truth, and number 20, the judgment, all referring to the Judgment card, is like a new beginning, and it is inevitable change. Something is changing. All right, let's look at the middle of the week. I want you to use your intuition too. I do it for simplicity here, beginning, middle, and end. You use your intuition yourself because it's different for each of you. I see some past energy here, which makes sense with Mercury retrograde. Sometimes people from our past situations return. And that can be a good thing. Sometimes it's even just the nostalgia or the memories that we think of can bring happy and joy to our lives as well. It is a reminder that blessings do surround you, and that lessons, I feel like there's like these lessons learned, or you yourself have gained so much wisdom from the things that have happened in your past. And what that does is what the universe is saying is take those lessons and move forward. Because not only that, I feel like there's teachings. There's the word teachings. Let me know if that, connects with somebody, because some of you could be mentors or teachers as well. But I feel like you have wisdom and life lessons to share, all right? They need to be shared. So I feel like something connected from your past could have been, maybe there was been some indecision about how you resolve something from the past, and I feel like that is all becoming clearer. The King of Wands. The King of Wands is very fiery energy, very motivated, bold, takes action. And I feel like that could be you somewhat saying, yeah, I'm ready for this renewal. I'm ready to walk away from the things that no longer serve me. I'm emotionally strong and I'm ready for the next adventure. I'm not going to let the past hold me back. And when the time is right, when I emotionally feel the strength, because I have spiritual strength, I will know when that time is right for me. But I do feel that there's definitely some action that wants to take place. Now let's get with the Six of Cups, Spirit Angels Guides. And you've got the Magician. Yeah, see, this is a manifesting time for you. Things are really infinite for you. The ability to be able to create. I believe that you are creating something from a past idea. Something from the past is being sort of redirected here in your current or incoming energies. And it's something linked to your own manifestations. The things that you've been really wanting to move forward in your life. I feel like it is linked to something from the past. You have the capability with the Magician to create create something quite incredible, because the Magician has the capability of bringing heaven to earth. So I do believe that this has something to do with your ability to be able to envision something that you want and starting to see that it is starting to become part of your reality. And I do have, it's linked certainly to something from your past, whether again that is a person from your past, an idea, a job, an investment maybe from the past. Something is coming into fruition here with this Magician card. Let's see with the King of Wands. Could be linked to a support system, somebody who is of fiery energy. So fire signs will be Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. And then you got the Nine of Pentacles, definitely independence. Shows a keen sense of independence here with the Nine of Pentacles, unique skills and talents. Finally feeling like financially being rewarded for your hard work. Having the means of those finances that you really haven't, it's having that capacity of financial relief, like on a totally different level. Like it's almost being able to splurge someone on the things that you've wanted to, but you've had to hold back because, you've had to make sure that you are resourceful with your money. But you see, the Nine of Pentacles, she's got enough. She's got more than enough. In fact, she makes sure that she has enough, but she's still carrying enough. She still has enough to be able to, spread around if she needs to. So she is very resourceful. She's very much Virgo energy. So they're planners, right? They're planners that, and I believe that energy could be, you have planned along the way, or you could be in that manifestation mode where you are creating something. I feel like it's an opportunity from the past that's paying off for you. I feel like it's almost something that is taking you a lot of transformations. It's like the cycle is changing for you, even in your thought processes. And, you're taking action where necessary, and you are creating your own little financial empire here. It could be leveling up at work as well, if those of you that are in careers. It's independence, though. So you're independently working towards something, because there's a whole new renewal here. Let's get the next two. Could be partnerships as well, for sure. I feel like you bring a lot of financial resources to the table. There's something that's, you feel tense. Okay, you're feeling tense. Something's keeping you up at night. Lots of thoughts. We'll find out how we release that. And then we've got the Queen of Cups again. So Queen of Cups, very much your energy coming through here. I think that you are so deeply invested into spirit, and I think you can feel the energies of them. In fact, I think that you might get a lot of messages through your dreams. All right, so keep that in mind as well. Sometimes the Nine of Swords can feel almost like a reoccurring nightmare. You know, it's trying maybe to, it's really trying to figure everything out because you're so emotionally linked to everything. Let's find out why we have this Nine of Swords here for you. Spirit, angels, guides. For Cancer, Ten of Wands. Okay, so now it makes sense. All right, sometimes we got to clarify in order to understand, right? And I will keep clarifying if need be, but a lot of the times 2 cards will do it. The Nine of Swords, again, the reoccurring nightmare. It's almost like, oh my goodness, how do I release myself from this tension and this stress? Because it just feels like it builds up and I feel like I'm getting resolution, but then it comes back around again. The Ten of Wands is about carrying heavy burdens, and those burdens are not always your own burdens. And I think that this could be what the tension is that's maybe keeping you up at night. But we do have to remember that number 10 in numerology becomes a 1, and it means there is a new, fresh renewal here. I think that there is going to be something that finally lifts those burdens to help release that weight on your shoulders. Let's find out with the Queen of Cups. You know, it's funny because the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups are looking, they're both looking at something from the past that needs to be reviewed. Because it's something that, and it's a blockage. All right, it's a blockage and a heavy weight that maybe you've been carrying for a long time. This is going to be the time to release that. Move forward. We have to release the past so we can move forward. Let's get that Queen of Cups. Spiritual strength, that Ten of Wands is looking at the spiritual strength, because with spiritual strength and guidance, you can release those and overcome those burdens. You will find ways. Healing will come. And we talked about justice. Wow. Because I had said it doesn't do you justice to hold on to things. And then as the outcome, with the Queen of Cups definitely being your energy, and again, there's no gender with the cards, I feel like the Justice card, you see how the blindfold, justice in the right upright position is breaking free. The blindfold that you started with your arms held across your heart, with the Queen of Cups is saying you're releasing that blindfold, and the Justice shows there's fairness and balance coming in for you. And it's time to celebrate. Celebrate with the community of people that are supportive, the people that love you. This could be family, this could be friends, this could be an event or an engagement of some sort. It could be a wedding that you attend, or something where it's brought together with love. And I feel like there's justice, so celebration, peace, and balance restored. This is all part of that fresh renewal. All right, let's get your additional angel message. This is the message they want you to know before. Now that we've got all the cards laid here on the table, I'm just going to keep going. I feel like the angels want to share 2 messages with everybody this week. So we're going to do what they say, all right? And what number? We've got number 5 here, and it says, it is time for a change. Do not wait or put off decisions any longer. And we already see that happening at the beginning of the week, just in time before Mercury retrograde sets in on the 9th, 10th, depending on where, of course, where you are located. I think it really is the 9th for everybody. This is a time for great change. They really can't reiterate it anymore. And then it says, flames of desire, number 17. It says, let them shine out in radiant light and shun dark paths. This is beautiful. Okay, so this is really very much about a shining light. So wherever you feel sometimes there's darkness, there's, weights carried, tension, we're going to let the flames of desire, we're going to let them shine out in radiant light, because then what that does is it releases you from that sense of darkness. And when we see radiance of light, it can certainly help transformations through the wheel and through the renewal process, through the judgment card, all that change that's happening. That light is what reflects, it illuminates, and it helps guide you. Stay on that spiritual path. That card came here for a reason. It's a very important part of this path for you. All right, we're going to now close out your reading. 222. I want you to keep that as a very important number. Anything that has multiples of 2, even if it's 1, 2, could be your life path, could be a birth date, could have something to do with February. You know, I'm just throwing things out there because for somebody it might be like, well, wait a minute, that connects for me. Now I understand. You know, let's think about 6 months ago. 6 months ago, you may have manifested something. So yeah, so, you have to look at 6 months ago and see how that kind of works in with what's happening here with that beautiful supermoon in Taurus on the 5th. And, interesting enough, see, the reason why they have me ramble on sometimes, it's time for a change, and that's number 5. That supermoon is going to be a big change for you. All right, it's up to you, all right? Always up to you. 2112. 2112. Look at the patterns here. We've got 2s, we've got 1s, we've got 21, we've got 12. We certainly have 22 and 11. So there is lots of beautiful synchronized numbers in this card. And it says, someone watching over you. See, spiritual strength comes from somebody watching over you. Good fortune, the Wheel of Fortune, unforeseen forces, and a direction. It says even if it seems like you're not making any meaningful progress, things are moving in the right direction. If you see this number, it's a sign that everything will work out in your favor and your dreams will come true soon. There's something to be said about your reading this week. Thank you so very much for joining me. I certainly hope this resonates. Please let me know in the comments. And until next week, sending love, light, and positive vibes.